Welcome to today's Explainer. Right now, we're diving into something that is an absolute game changer for independent pros. We're looking at a recent YouTube walkthrough and the landing page for a revolutionary new platform called Build the Quote. This tool, which features an AI assistant named Ari, was actually developed by the AI Bridge Foundation with one very simple goal in mind: to just be helpful. It's an incredibly powerful, completely free tool designed specifically for solo service contractors. You know, the painters, plumbers, cleaners, and landscapers who literally keep our world running. Let's dive right in.
To really get why this tool is so crucial, we have to start with a scenario that is just incredibly relatable. Every solo contractor knows this exact moment. You've just walked a job, maybe you're out there pressure washing a massive driveway, or you're pricing out a water heater replacement. You get back to the sweltering front seat of your truck, try to calculate what to charge in your head, and honestly, you just want to get the number over to the client so you can get to your next appointment. Most of the time, out of pure exhaustion, that quote just ends up as a quick text message: "I can do it for $800.
But here's the thing. That simple text message hides a massive hidden risk. We actually call this the text message trap. Sure, it's fast, but think about what you're leaving out. There's no detailed scope of work, no project exclusions, no signature line, and absolutely zero proof of a formal agreement. Now, that might seem totally fine in the rush of the moment, but 3 weeks later, when the client inevitably says, "Hey, wait, I thought that price included painting the trim," you have absolutely nothing to point to. It is a guaranteed recipe for scope creep and lost revenue.
So the big takeaway here is that sending a truly professional, ironclad estimate shouldn't require a business degree. And it definitely shouldn't mean spending an hour wrestling with complicated spreadsheet templates at the end of a long, exhausting day. Enter Build the Quote. Like we mentioned, this is a completely free, mobile-first platform from the AI Bridge Foundation that lets contractors create detailed, beautifully branded estimates simply by talking about the job.
And creating that estimate? It doesn't involve some clunky form with 100 mandatory boxes you have to fill out. It's actually just a seamless conversation with the AI assistant Ari. Step 1. You just describe the job in plain language, literally the exact same way you'd explain it to a friend. Step 2. Ari acts as your personal assistant, asking really smart follow-up questions, things like square footage, the number of coats of paint, or specific timeline details. And Step 3. As you're having this chat, the live estimate builds itself instantly, right there on your screen.
This is where you really see the power of the AI in action. Let's say a contractor is rushing to the next job and just types in "paint house." Boom. Instantly, Ari transforms that super generic input into highly detailed protective language. Suddenly, it becomes pressure wash all exterior surfaces, scrape loose paint, apply primer to bare wood, and apply 2 coats of exterior latex to all siding surfaces. It's brilliant because it instantly prevents clients from trying to expand the job without expanding the budget.
Now you might be thinking, listen, I definitely do not want an AI telling me how to price my own hard work. Well, here is a really crucial detail. The AI never touches your pricing. Ari never suggests what you should charge. Your expertise, your specific market, and your relationship with the client are what determine the final cost. The tool simply takes your price and wraps it up in a package that makes it look incredibly professional. Okay, let's talk about exclusions. Seriously, it's the absolute most nerve-wracking part of any contract, right? Any experienced pro knows that what you don't put in the estimate is usually what comes back to bite you later. But trying to think of every single little thing that could possibly go wrong and manually typing out those exclusions while sweating in your truck trying to quote 5 jobs a day, it's exhausting, and things inevitably get missed. Those missed exclusions end up costing contractors serious out-of-pocket money. That is exactly why Ari is designed to generate trade-specific exclusions automatically.
And these aren't just your standard generic legal disclaimers either. If you're quoting a painting job, Ari knows to automatically suggest excluding things like lead paint testing, drywall repair, and furniture moving. Quoting a plumbing job, it automatically excludes drywall access repair and permit fees. These are hard-learned, trade-specific lessons, and they're populated automatically based entirely on the specific job details you just described to the AI.
All right, so we've covered how effortlessly you can build this rock-solid quote. But that brings us to the next obvious question in the process. Once the estimate is built, how does the client actually see it? Well, you actually get 2 amazingly professional options here. First, you can instantly download a beautifully branded PDF. It includes all your business contact info, the full scope, exclusions, a validity period, and a signature line. Or, option 2, you can generate a simple, shareable link. When your client clicks that link, they see a super clean web page where they can just tap "I accept." And the genius part is that acceptance securely records their timestamp, IP address, and device information.
This creates a lightweight but legally meaningful record. Both of these options make it look like you hired a graphic designer, but in reality, they only took you 3 minutes to make. And speaking of doing this all from the front seat of your truck, the entire workflow was designed to be totally mobile first. Because let's face it, real contractor work happens in parking lots, on active job sites, and rushing between appointments, not sitting behind a desk. You don't need a desktop computer for this at all. It automatically saves your business info, so you aren't retyping your phone number 50 times a day. And all your past estimates and client acceptances are easily accessible right there on your smartphone.
There's another incredible feature here that bridges a massive communication gap. A really significant portion of service contractors in the US are bilingual or Spanish dominant. With Build the Quote, you can actually speak or type to Ari in Spanish or even Spanglish, whatever feels most natural to you. Then, the tool automatically does all the heavy lifting to output a perfect professional English estimate that is ready for absolutely any client. It literally removes the language barrier from business growth.
If we contrast this with the rest of the estimating industry, it's pretty wild. Typical software expects you to have hours to learn a complex interface, ties you to a desktop computer, and drains anywhere from $30 to $80 from your pocket every single month. That model basically excludes the hardest working small businesses out there, the handymen, cleaners, and solo landscapers. Build a Quote flips that entire model on its head. It runs seamlessly on your smartphone, takes less time than typing out a text message, and again, is completely free.
Which brings us to arguably the best feature of all, $0. Yep, free. This actually ties right into the core mission of the AI Bridge Foundation. They are deeply dedicated to providing underserved communities with powerful AI tools that cost absolutely nothing. They saw this glaring gap where solo workers were just being left behind by expensive, complicated tech, and they decided to step in and level the playing field. The whole philosophy behind this tool really boils down to one simple idea. Professional estimates shouldn't require a business degree. By closing this gap, a solo pro working right out of their van can now send an estimate that rivals, or honestly even beats, a quote sent by a massive 10-person company with a whole dedicated office staff.
Ultimately, this whole thing is about empowering the hardest-working small business owners in America. By stripping away the friction, the high monthly costs, and the technical headaches of traditional software, this AI technology really elevates the solo contractor. It actively protects their most valuable assets, their time, their hard-earned money, and of course, their professional reputation. So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. If AI can level the playing field for independent contractors for absolutely free, completely transforming how they do business from the front seat of a truck, what other everyday business hurdles is this technology about to eliminate? It is an incredibly exciting time to be an independent professional. Keep learning, keep pushing forward, and we will catch you in the next explainer.